very tricky weekend in Saaremaa for us in Estonia. It's I mean, we knew going into the rally that it was going to be difficult. Of course, like those fast sort of Baltic style roads, not the easiest roads to tame, that's for sure. Especially competing against guys from Estonia, from Latvia, Poland, Finland, sort of people who have only ever rallied on that style of road. It was always going to be tricky to stay competitive with them. Unfortunately, our weekend was basically doomed from sort of 500 metres into the first stage when we had a bit of a technical issue with the car and had to sort of reset in the middle of the stage, and kind of upset the weekend in a sense that because of the time we dropped there, we had to start as the 51st car on the road on the following day on the Saturday, which made it basically impossible to try and claw back any time because the roads were just totally destroyed by the time we got there on the first pass, let alone the second pass. So it was put a bit of a probably dampener on the weekend. Although having said that, it was good experience going, to be honest, because I've never ever seen ruts like that in Australia or anywhere. I've never seen a road get so rough and rutted, where you're just basically smashing the bottom of the car on the underside of the ground. It was pretty next level. Like I said, I've never seen anything like it. So it was a good experience from that regard, and I'm glad that we got the experience there because, definitely tricky, different. You got to really adapt to that sort of thing and adapt to the speed you can carry around the corners, and obviously you want to try and stay in the ruts. If the car's jumping out a lot, then it makes it very tricky to drive. So good experience going from that regard, but of course the overall result was probably not exactly what we're after. We had a good pre-event test. Actually, it took me longer than I was expecting to sort of get used to the gravel again. It was strange. I drove out of the service area down to the test stage to do the first run, and the car just felt really weird in gravel spec after doing 2 rallies on tarmac, and it's been maybe 3 months since I did a rally, or since I drove the car in gravel trim. So it felt really strange like that. The car just felt really soft and boaty, but we adapted to it. To be honest, it took me probably the whole day of the test to get the car set up how for me to be comfortable in the car, let's say. The test stage was really tricky as well, actually, quite a lot of ruts and very rough in spots. But it was a good stage, had a good sort of mix of everything. But it definitely took me a while to get the car back into the window that I sort of wanted it to be in. But we got there in the end, and the setup was feeling quite okay. The recce went quite well as well, although it just basically just rained all day, so it was a bit sort of miserable. But the roads were holding up quite well, to be honest, in the recce. And even though it was wet, for sure, it was slippery in spots, but overall the grip was actually not too bad. So not a bad recce. No shakedown for this rally, so just straight into the event. And like I said before, that was where it sort of started to unravel. The car stopped 500 metres into the first stage. We had to do like a full reset of the ignition and everything, which is sort of not an uncommon procedure, but in a night stage in particular, obviously resetting that turns everything off. The lights are off, Dan's map light was off, the windscreen demisters are off, stage mode, anti-lags off, everything's off. So when we restart, you sort of have to spend a bit of time regathering everything. And actually, I didn't even realise that the window demisters had turned off until the windscreen started to fog up. So a bit annoying in that regard, but it just is what it is. We sort of found a bit of a rhythm. But for sure, even the second stage in the night time was really quite sketchy. It was very difficult to see. It was raining a lot. The grip was changing a lot, which made it incredibly hard. And then unfortunately the car stopped again.
Slippy again. Okay, just pull off the side of the road.
So we lost some more time on that. But even if we hadn't have had to stop to reset the car, we were still taking it relatively quite conservatively. I would call it was a pretty safe start from our side. But Saturday morning came round, and it was annoying, I suppose, that we were seated so far down the list as the 51st car on the road. But just had to get on with it. The first stage in the morning, I guess, felt like almost like our first stage of the rally, first stage to kind of get back into the rhythm, I suppose. And the stage was actually really, really nice, in nice condition, and hadn't sort of chewed up so well. So yeah, it wasn't so bad in there. We had just a tidy run, to be honest. No, like, minimal risk. And then yeah, after that we went into a 20k stage, which is a stage they run year on year in the rally, and it was just completely destroyed. Even only in the first pass, the first 6 or 7 k's of this stage were just complete ruts, like the bottom of the car just really smashing the ground. It felt like you were really killing the car, to be honest. It was, yeah, quite hard, and I've never seen anything like it. So made it very difficult to get a rhythm. But to be honest, it's a good learning experience. Yeah, so we cleared those stages nicely, and like I said, good experience gained. Even though it was hard to be competitive against these guys who were so far up the top of the road order that we should have been, I guess, competing with. But yeah, for sure, it was made it tricky, but we just had to keep pushing through. The first loop was all okay, really, no issues. The issue with the car was gone, so yeah, the boys at M Sport Poland did a good job to sort of quickly find and rectify that. So then we could sort of just put some clean stages in, and to be honest, that's all we were really focused on, was just putting in clean stages, setting just consistent stage times, no issues. We had no punctures or anything. We didn't have any major impacts, major moments, nothing like that. But it was good because I basically spent the rest of the rally just sort of building my own confidence on those fast roads. Like, I guess at a rally, rallies I've done previously in Australia, for example, like, you might have the rallies are predominantly lowish to medium speed sort of corners, and there'll be the odd fast place or fast section where, to be honest, you can afford to kind of back off a little bit, and not particularly take the risks if it's not needed, especially if the gaps are a bit bigger. But with these rallies here, the boys are so fast up the front. I really found that, to be honest, every single corner was like a risky corner, a high speed, high commitment corner where if you got it wrong, it could go quite bad. So yeah, to be honest, basically spent the whole rest of the day getting confident in that sort of scenario, because you really have to be confident in yourself, confident in your notes, and yeah, just getting more comfortable with, like, being able to, I guess, throw the car into a corner, knowing that on the other side of the corner we're going to be quite close to the outside, quite close to the limit, but not go over it, and just getting more comfortable with that sort of scenario. So yeah, really good experience, to be honest. I feel like my pace in high speed, high risk areas has gone up just after the weekend in Saaremaa. So yeah, like I said, good experience gained. The next event we go to is Rally RACC in Spain, which utilises the gravel stages of when Rally Spain used to be a WRC event, like a mixed surface WRC event, and they would do gravel on the Friday and tarmac on the Saturday and Sunday. So we're basically just using the gravel stages on the Friday, or a bit of a combination of stages they've used there previously. And the roads look really, really nice, to be honest. A little bit rough in spots, but for sure, probably more what I'm used to, let's say. Like, Saaremaa Rally was a big, I guess, step out of my comfort zone. I've never done anything like it, just as far as the sheer speed and commitment. But also in Estonia, lots of stumps and rocks and like things hidden in the grass. Quite a lot of punctures and things. You had to be very like clinical with your driving, and very precise with the notes, especially as well, because as well, like you could have a corner marked as a cut. Like, for example, I did had a left 9 cut in my notes, and when I got there, everyone else has been cutting, which is fine, so I went to cut, but right in from the corner was like a stump hidden in the grass, and if you cut any more than that, you just basically rip the front wheel off. So you had to be kind of careful in a sense like that. But to be honest, the stages weren't really that technical. They were just fast, just sheer speed, quite narrow in spots as well. And then of course the speed plus the narrow road plus the ruts made it just complete challenge. It was really, really good. But yeah, like I was saying, next event in Spain should be good. We're keen to just try and put in some clean, consistent stage times. We've got a good sort of finishing record this year, which we want to keep that up towards the end of the year. But for sure, it'd be nice to really try and step the pace up in Spain and yeah, just push hard and just set consistent times. So yeah, that's kind of what we're wanting out of the event. For sure, hopefully we have no issues. Everything goes pretty smoothly. It'll be a little bit rougher, so we have to be careful with our tyres. Potentially taking 2 spares for some of the longer loops, because some of the loops are sort of north of 50 kilometres competitive, which will be longer than anything we've done so far this year. So yeah, for sure that'll be something we have to consider. But yeah, the stages look really, really nice. Been watching some onboard of when the WRC boys were there a few years ago, and just look like they have nice rhythm, nice character. Like I said before, a little bit rough in spots, but it'll be nothing we've probably not seen before as far as the roughness of the roads. Actually, they'll probably be relatively similar to what we had in San Marino at the start of the year. So yeah, we're feeling good on those roads. So hopefully we can feel good on these roads as well. But yeah, it should be a good event. Big thanks to everyone for the support, and to my sponsors Shannons and Shamrock Haulage, Curiositi and Realty Lane. Thanks to FIA Rally Star and the boys at M Sport Poland. It's been a good first 4 events, enjoyable first 4 events, and now we just have to try and bring it home strongly in the last 2, and fingers crossed, try and secure our spot in the Junior World Championship next year. So thanks everyone, thanks again, bye.